Hello, KGES family. Well, it is a beautiful day here at KGES, and it just beams me and gives me pleasure to just share with you some of the outstanding job that our KGES teachers are doing. You know, it has been a challenging year. From learning how to use Canvas or learning how to do virtual instruction and still keep our scholars interested, but at the same time making sure that they learn the material and having to do it in a quick time. But our teachers have really stepped up to the plate, and we're so very happy for them. Our PTA, they have worked very hard this year in making sure that our teachers and staff are made comfortable and made sure that our spirits are kept up, and they have supplied us with all of the needs that we have had in order to keep instruction going. And this year, normally we have the PTA Educator of the Year, but this year with teachers working so hard, the PTA thought, hey, we're going to honor all of our teachers. We're going to say something about most of our teachers, and many people in the community as well as other teachers have decided to just share just a few snippets about the great job that some of our teachers here at King George Elementary are doing. So what I'd like to do is to just take a moment and share with you our PTA Outstanding Educator nominations. And here are just a few. Kathy Bird and Missy Redding. They are titled as the best special ed grade level chair ever. So we are certainly proud of them because they do a lot of work in making sure that our teams are well groomed, that they can work with our special needs students, and they are to be congratulated. Patricia Brackbill. Mrs. Brackbill has been absolutely amazing this year. She has truly risen to the occasion in the virtual learning environment, taking it upon herself to embrace technology and involving it to meet the needs of her students. She is available to help my son, this is from a parent, when he has questions, responsive to me as a parent when I have questions or frustrations with technology. She is flexible and patient. She has given the kids a sense of normalcy and routine in their day. She takes time out of her break to offer an optional lunch meeting where she hangs out with even if they ever want to join her from her class or just talk. She fosters creativity and thinking outside the box. She understands that all kids do not learn the same, especially in that virtual environment. She has helped my son help him to gain confidence, to become his own advocate, and not be afraid to ask questions. She deserves this recognition for going above and beyond her duties as a teacher. She is one of those teachers that has and will change lives. My son's favorite teacher of all time. All right, here's from another parent and teacher to Miss LaBelle. Mrs. LaBelle is a wonderful teacher. She has diligently shown our daughter that she cares about her emotional well-being as much as her academic learning. She has worked tirelessly to make virtual instruction as engaging as possible and is always available for questions or extra help. She helps her students see that they can meet and exceed any expectation they set for themselves. We're very proud of her. From one of our staff members to Mr. Monroe. Mr. Monroe begins each week with a message for students and staff to make sure the week begins with positivity. He encourages students' activity by making sure all students in the building and at home have academic and social time, whether it be through recess or a play break at home. He works with teachers, parents, and students to overcome obstacles faced in a new virtual environment, as well as in person, while maintaining safety guidelines. He has worked with parents, community members, and staff to help organize discussions for the return of students to in-person learning with the least amount of disruption to the students' academics. He attends classroom lessons virtually and encourages all of the young scholars to do their best. He meets with teachers weekly to discuss any concerns or obstacles the teachers are facing, while also encouraging and communicating positive feedback for everyone. He sees the great work being done in his school and recognizes the teachers, faculty, and staff for working cohesively to provide the best school experience for the students during a very difficult year. He recognizes all staff, teachers, paras, custodial staff, maintenance, cafeteria, support staff, and office staff for the hard work being done to meet the needs of all students. He is encouraging and positive and deserves to be recognized for all the great work he is doing to foster education at all times. Here we have another parent, to Kimberly Catlett. Mrs. Catlett is a phenomenal teacher who meets and exceeds all of the standards for an outstanding educator. She helps to develop her students academically and personally by allowing time for students to do their work without rushing them. She regularly asks students if they are done with their work. If a student says no, she allows more time and checks in with them, showing that she wants students to grasp concepts without the added pressure of more stress. She is open to allowing students to share personal stories and anecdotes and ask them about their weekend or holiday plans. Mrs. Catlett supports students' extracurricular activities by asking about them and allowing them to share their stories. We have seen her at school do extra activities such as Valentine drive-through, which meant a lot to my student. Mrs. Catlett makes a positive impact on her students and their families through her regular and clear communication. She sends out emails regarding what materials students will need in the upcoming weeks and is always quick to respond to emails. It is not uncommon to receive emails from her on Saturdays and days off. Her positive impact is evident in the virtual classroom as well. If she notices that a student is upset, she checks on him or her and attempts to help. Aside from communicating with parents, she also involves parents in school activities. There has been a guest speaker or guest parent teacher, a mini lesson related to a story, and during reading across America, she had a guest parent read each day. While I appreciate all of this, what I most appreciate is her time. Ms. Catlett divided her class in half. She teaches half of the class in the morning and she teaches the other half in the afternoon. Then she does reading groups. This innovative teaching technique allows for more individual attention for each student, something my student loves. But this technique is also very time-consuming. Mrs. Catlett is an incredible educator who is appreciated more than she could ever know. Crystal Muth. Mrs. Muth has been absolutely amazing this year with my son. Being virtual was quite a transition for everyone, but she has been amazingly patient with him when he freaks out because he can't log in or something or find a paper on his end, she is great at communicating with parents and letting them know how their student is doing. Christine Tritle. Mrs. Tritle has been amazing this year with my son. She went above and beyond while they were virtual, delivering needed classwork to the house each week. She made virtual fun for the students. She has excellent communication with parents. I have never not known what is going on or what will be going on in the future. My son absolutely loves her in this school year. Mrs. Stout. Mrs. Stout has been an amazing teacher to my son this year. My concerns about virtual learning were quickly diminished by her constant communication, quick responses, and reassurance. Mrs. Stout went above and beyond on material pickup days. Her supply bags included not only workbooks and handouts, but also holiday craft projects, manipulatives, school supplies, and much more. Because I was able to work from home most days, I could hear her class in session. Her classroom management is top-notch. She commands the students' attention and respect. Her control of 24 second graders over a computer, no less, was outstanding. Not for 1 second do I feel like my son missed out on his second grade year. He has learned so much from Mrs. Stout this year, and I have no worries about his knowledge based on when he moves to the third grade. Now that he has returned to the building for in-person learning, he comes home with so many fun stories about Miss Stout. He is in a comedian phase right now, and I have nothing but gratitude for his teacher as she listens to joke after joke. Many he wrote himself. And my son reports back that she really thought I was funny. She has made many connections this year with her students and their families. She is a shining example of the qualities of the value that I truly see in a great teacher. Yvonne Richard. I have known Mrs. Yvonne Richard for many years. She has taught all 3 of my children at King George Elementary School. Throughout our time there, she has always been an outstanding educator. Whether it is through countless hours of professional development or by obtaining funds to enrich her classroom, Ms. Richard always strives to improve the educational experience for all of her students. This school year has presented educators with unique and unprecedented challenges. Ms. Richard has managed to continue to excel in the field by making this year as normal as possible for her students. She has continued to film the KGES Today Show without fail. She strives to keep class content meaningful and challenging for her students. She has begun a new club in a virtual format, the Rubik's Cube Club, of which my daughter is a member. Twice, when more help was needed than could be provided in a virtual format, she came to my house to provide in-person instruction, socially distanced, to my child who was in tears because she couldn't solve the puzzle. Now, thanks to Miss Richard, she is the Rubik's Cube expert of our household. Many of the teachers in King George County Schools have risen to the occasion to help guide their students through these difficult times. Mrs. Richard stands out from this large group as the best, and my nomination for the PTA Outstanding Educator Award. Thank you. Kimberly Catlett. Mrs. Catlett has shown remarkable dedication to her students. She split her class in half and essentially doubled her own workload, just so her students would be more individualized. She has patiently navigated challenges of virtual learning with 7 and 8-year-olds. Circumstances this year were unprecedented, but she kept her cool through it all, and her students have made great progress. Our daughter feels quite attached to her, even though they've only met in person a couple of times. She also is respectful of family preferences and dynamics. I am grateful to have her as my child's educator this year. Mrs. Parker. Mrs. Parker went above and beyond to keep her students engaged in learning this year. Thematic events, lots of singing, dancing, creative activities. She has done it all to make learning fun. I admire the passion and enthusiasm she brings to the classroom, whether virtual or in person. She always keeps parents well informed and works tirelessly to make each child feel special. My son adores her, and so do I. Mr. Piper. Mr. Piper has been very responsive and helpful this year, and we are very appreciative for his work in the new virtual and hybrid environments. He holds office hours most afternoons for students who need additional help. He responds to email and questions very quickly, and he has learned a whole new system of teaching while continuing to make classes very engaging and welcoming. We're so grateful for him. Mrs. Burke. Mrs. Burke has a passion for teaching tag math, and it shows. She is so creative in coming up with assignments and events that tie into math topics, and it excites her students. She has had to learn a whole new system of teaching in this virtual environment, and we appreciate it. My daughter, who is moving to the middle school next year, will miss Mrs. Burke. During the early part of the virtual year, Bee was having some issues keeping up with her work, and Miss Burke reached out in emails and phone calls and compassion and encouragement. She was very helpful in helping Bee catch up on her work and raise and improve her grades. Mrs. Rogers Alston. Mrs. Alston is kind, patient, and dedicated to her students' academic and overall well-being. She works hard to ensure all students understand difficult math concepts and provides extra support to them when needed. She has high but clear and attainable expectations for a student and provides students with a variety of tools and strategies to achieve success in mathematics. She communicates well with parents and is always available to answer questions. She has made a positive impact on my daughter's attitude towards math, and our family is thankful for her. Mrs. Brackbill. Mrs. Brackbill is rocking her first year as a classroom teacher. My daughter responds so well to Mrs. Brackbill's teaching style and is thriving in social studies and science because of this. She sets clear expectations and provides support where needed, uses music and humor to engage her students, and is passionate about the topic she teaches. She has worked tirelessly to make virtual and in-person learning as engaging as possible, and we are thankful for her. Mr. and Mrs. Moyers. The Moyers are a fantastic teaching team. They have both worked tirelessly to set high but clear expectations for their students and go above and beyond to communicate often and be accessible to parents and students even when on maternity leave. Through virtual and in-person instruction, they have an enthusiasm and passion for teaching that has kept my daughter engaged and wanting to learn more. We are thankful for them. Deborah Harris. Mrs. Harris has worked tirelessly this year through both virtual and in-person instruction. She has also gone above and beyond to provide my daughter with reading supports and has effectively communicated with both parents and students. Mrs. Baker. Mrs. Baker, she sets clear expectations for her students and encourages their efforts. She has helped my daughter to feel comfortable with adjusting back to the in-person learning. She uses a variety of strategies to engage her students and to help them feel successful. She encourages her students to seek out what they love about reading. Mrs. Harris, this year has been a lonely year for many students, and especially my granddaughter, Georgie. She has had little contact with her friends since the beginning of the COVID outbreak. Mrs. Harris has taken the opportunity to be an exemplary teacher and I believe a mentor, reaching out in kindness and understanding, teaching her a learning style to help her reach her potential. Ms. Harris has gone above and beyond to keep our sixth graders, or her sixth grader, on task. Georgie is such a social person and I believe more motivated by face-to-face instruction. She had fallen behind in her assignments. After reaching out to me, Georgie's mother, as well as her aunt, to instruct us in the use of PowerSchool and the Remind app to help us make up any missing assignments. Ms. Harris arranged to meet with Georgie in Google Meet on several occasions. After class time and even on nights and weekends. I cannot say enough good things about Ms. Harris. She has been amazing and very encouraging. Yvonne Richard. In this crazy school year full of uncertainties, Ms. Richard has been a stabilizing factor for all students, parents, and teachers alike. She seemed to wear many hats and did so compassionately and professionally. In the morning announcements, where she managed to celebrate the big and small moments, i.e., whether they were holidays, the weather, or world events, and directed students to which special day they were on, helping them and their parents to manage their home studies. I have been so thankful for her STEM instruction and also extracurricular activities such as the Rubik's Cube Club and involvement in STEM Night. She encouraged the students to be involved in science and technology, even meeting with Georgie in person when she was having direction issues with her Rubik's Cube class online. In my opinion, she has done an exemplary job. Amanda Code. I nominate Amanda Code for this award because of her dedication to her team, her students, and her profession. She has found engaging ways to interact with her students in the virtual platform. They always look forward to her classes, and there are so many laughs and interesting conversations along with the excellent educational opportunities. She is a leader not only to the 5th grade team, but other grades will also seek out her advice and opinion. Her knowledge and experience help all those that are lucky enough to work with her on a daily basis. She will work tirelessly to help our grade run as smooth as possible, and so we as a team will be the best educators for our students and give them the best that they deserve. She has a giving heart, and our students and staff members, she is irreplaceable to our KGES family. Mrs. Collier. Mrs. Collier started the virtual year off with compassion and enthusiasm. My student thrived in her virtual classroom. She captivated my student, and he is excited to go to class every day. He missed class on Wednesdays and yet enjoyed and was motivated to do his asynchronous work. My son felt a part of the class and grew so many different ways with the virtual environment. He is a hybrid student and misses his virtual teacher still. Mrs. Cornell. Mrs. Cornell has adopted my son into her classroom seamlessly. His previous teachers stayed virtual when he went hybrid. He has loved his hybrid time. He has strived to do well and is motivated by Mrs. Cornell. While in love with Mrs. Colliers, he loves Mrs. Cornell too and is growing so well with such a well-rounded education and social interaction. While this hybrid classroom has many challenges, Ms. Cornell has made it as normal as she can, and he really has thrived with her. Thank you. Now here are just a few comments that were made not just to teachers but also to our staff. The parent writes, I want to share a few notes. The first one is, I want to give thanks to all the teachers, staff, cafeteria workers, janitors, office staff, counselors, and principal. Without you all, my kids wouldn't have gotten through this past year with a smile on their face. They enjoy you all and we appreciate all that you do. The second note, I want to thank Mrs. Monteith for all she does. She is an amazing teacher, so caring, compassionate about work, and very patient. My son has enjoyed your class and he is very thankful to have you as his teacher. Keep up the great work. And the third note, and they say and last, I want to give thanks to all the 5th grade teachers and tag teachers for all you have done this past year. We've all been very patient, flexible, and reliable, and my daughter appreciates all of you. Keep up the great work. You all are amazing. Mrs. Parker and the 6th grade staff. Hi, my daughter Reagan, 1st grade Miss Parker, said that the other day that she feels so smart that she knows how to read and now nothing can stop her from learning, which I thought was really touching. She also shared that she is looking forward to all the chicks hatching and that she thinks that the fluffiest yellow one in the bunch should be named Sunny. My oldest daughter, Ellen, in 6th grade, just genuinely looks forward to coming into class in person. She has really begun to appreciate how helpful it is to have in-person instruction when you need a little extra to understand a subject. I think that appreciation is rare and something that was taken for granted before all of this. Mrs. Tritle. My daughter was assigned to Mrs. Tritle's class this year. From asynchronous learning, delivering school packets, to in-person class, Mrs. Tritle has made a huge difference in the lives and in our lives and wouldn't have made it without her. The social distancing activities and projects she created for the kids showed she put deep thought into the kids' happiness as well as safety. Thank you, Ms. Tritle. Thank you, King George Elementary School. So as you can see, our KGES family, we have really worked hard, and we're so appreciative that you as parents have shared such wonderful sentiments to our teachers, because they really and truly deserve it. But I always say the true beneficiaries are our scholars. They are learning, and you can hear from them that they're excited about being in school. As I said, they're learning, and it's all about growing up. I mean, we're going through some challenging times, but still, we found the time to be able to come together to make sure that they are still receiving their quality education such that they can grow up and be those independent citizens that they can be, and we believe that they can truly achieve all that they want to be as they grow older. But on behalf of the KGES staff, I thank you as the parents, and I thank my staff for all that they do for our scholars. We appreciate them so much. And please know that we are always here for you to help you as well as your children. Thank you.
Hi everyone! I wanted to share some of the good things this year that we have celebrated for PTA Teacher Appreciation Week. Remember these little cards here? So I have some really awesome responses that I would love to share with you guys. And this is all from our staff. So several of you said that you were thankful for the health of your family, co-workers, and students. Here's one. Laughter with my work family has been what has gotten me through this year. I'm so supported by amazing co-workers that are also friends. They are supportive, helpful, they leave cards, goodies, chats, and funny things all at the perfect time. Another one is about our community support. I really enjoy our partnership with Thrive. They've helped tutor students and have been very generous to us. Another one is be positive and persevere through any situation. We have seen that through this year. Although teaching has been different and challenging this year, it has given me a chance to work one-on-one with many students. And the progress they have made because of that is so amazing. Another one is, this year I learned that I'm better at the computer than I thought I was. I think we all can say that. I am thankful to be back in school to hear and see students again. This year, I learned how to use several different systems, including Google Meet. Another teacher said, I finally can learn Google Meet, and I know when this thing's on. I had a student write me a letter thanking me for all I've done for her over the years. Funniest things, this one's a good one. A student and brother had to catch a lizard and return it outdoors during class, virtually. Another one is covering for kindergarten during lunchtime. That was the funniest. Several loved virtual meetings. They saved so much time. Little did we know. Also, virtual lunch bunches allowed the class a great way to get to know their students, their families, and their pets. Several of you said feeling valued and appreciated by my team, for believing in me, and for all the encouraging words, empathy, and understanding during difficult situations and times. Those are some of the wonderful good things we celebrated this year.